Good morning, everybody. My name is Jimmy. I'm with Texas Small Town Rides, and this morning I'm going to be talking about touring. Touring on your motorcycle. Touring is when you're going to be away from your house for an extended period of time, away from maybe from civilization for an extended period of time. You're going to be out on the road. You're going to encounter obstacles. Things are going to come up. You might be out there for hours. You might be out there for days. You might be out there for weeks. Touring. A couple of things that you're going to need when you tour. Some of that's going to be determined by the space you have on your motorcycle. This is my motorcycle right here. It's a 2016 Harley-Davidson Heritage Softail Classic. I've had it for about 4 years. I've put about 50,000 miles on it. It's been a good motorcycle to me. But as you can see, it does have a limited amount of storage on it. It's got a couple of saddlebags over here on the side, and because of that, I got a luggage rack in the back, and I keep this with me. This helps me carry extra supplies as I need to when I'm out touring. This is my wife's bike, a 2013 Heritage Softail Classic. It does not have the luggage rack. It does have a couple of saddlebags here, one on the other side, and we have a lazy rider. This thing's opened up. You can store stuff in here. It also acts as a backrest right there. So, the amount of stuff that you're going to need to carry with you is going to be dependent upon, one, the amount of space that you've got, how long you're going to be out, and where you're headed. A while back, me and my wife headed out to New Mexico from the Dallas area. We were on motorcycles, and there was one particular stop where it says the next gas station was 181 miles down the road. It was clearly marked, but I wasn't quite sure if we could make it. Now at the time, I didn't have one of these gas can with extra gas, and I wasn't quite sure if my motorcycle was going to make it. I knew its range was about 180 miles, but I didn't have this, and I would have had more peace of mind had I had a little bit of gas with me. So this gas is actually made for a touring style Harley-Davidson motorcycle. You can see the little angle here, slides in right at the back of the saddlebag. This is another gas can that fits in other type of saddlebags. As you're going to ride your motorcycle, and if you're going to be out and away from the house, you might run into inclement weather. During inclement weather, you stop your motorcycle, you get out your rain gear, slip it on. Rain gear does keep you dry, helps you, and it folds up nicely and fits in these little bags like this. That's what rain gear is for. When you're touring, invariably somebody's going to have an injury. Hopefully it's a minor injury, hopefully none at all. But when you do, you're going to want one of these. This is a little first aid pack. You can pick them up at Walmart. You can pick them up at CVS. Just a little first aid kit. Go through it. Familiarize yourselves with the contents. Add some additional medicines in there. Maybe some ibuprofen. Things to help you when you're riding. Maybe you've got an ache, cramp, pain, something that's distracting you from the road. A little medicine will help keep you focused on the road, help keep you safe. Again, little first aid pack, keep with you on your motorcycle. Very helpful. This here is a small tool pack. Also helpful to have on your motorcycle. You never know when you're going to need it. I'm going to show you a few times when you will. It's got some needle nose pliers. It's got some little side cutters, a little screwdriver with various tips, and a couple of little small sockets. It's also got these little screwdrivers over here, like jeweler screwdrivers. Maybe your glasses, the little screw on the side of the lens came loose. Folds up into a nice little box, clips shut. You'll find them at Walmart, convenience stores, little tool packs. Great help. Zip ties. Zip ties are nice to have on your bike. You never know when you're going to need them, but you will need them at some point. During a during a ride with a couple of friends of mine a few years back. A friend of mine, his exhaust clamp fell off his motorcycle, so his exhaust was just hanging. Now the exhaust didn't come off, it was just hanging. We were able to put some towels that we had around the exhaust because the exhaust was hot and would certainly melt the zip ties. So we wrapped the exhaust with a towel, and then we zip tied it on until we could get to a place where we could make the proper repair. It was a real lifesaver in that case. We were way out in West Texas, and there was nothing around, and we needed to move the motorcycle. We didn't want to wait for hours and hours for a tow truck to show up. So the zip ties were very helpful in that situation. You'll have to keep an eye on them because wrapping a towel around an exhaust has potentially dangerous, but it was an emergency situation. We took emergency actions and it all worked out. So if you're going to be out again touring, maybe you're camping, go down to the beach, you camp, stop at a KOA, you camp on your motorcycle. It's nice when your motorcycle has charging, but if it doesn't and the motorcycle isn't running those nights, maybe you have a tablet, maybe you got a cell phone, maybe you got a Bluetooth speaker. You're going to want to carry some bricks with you to power your electronic devices. Very helpful. Maybe you've got a GoPro camera. These will power them up. Bricks come in different sizes and shapes. Find them in any store. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. You're going to get a flat tire. If you get a flat tire in the city, usually it's no big deal. Call a tow truck, get you to a repair facility, get your tire fixed. When you're out touring, sometimes it can be a little tricky, it can be a little difficult. Two different ways to handle this. With spokes on a motorcycle like mine has, it's got an inner tube. The solution that I'm about to describe will not work for those. They only work for mag wheels, and that's called the plug kit. Right here in this green box we have a plug kit. I've also got one taken out right here. This is essentially what they look like. This is the reamer. So whatever caused the flat tire, you're going to want to identify that in your tire. Maybe you ran over a nail. You have to get those little tool set, get those needle nose pliers, get that obstruction out of there, get that nail, screw, whatever it happened to be, get it out of the tire. Ream the hole out. Kind of roughs up the rubber, helps the plug stick inside. You want to ream it out. Next thing you want to do is get your plug. They come in a little package like this, usually about 5. This is one threaded already into the eye, and then you'll stick this in the hole, push it through, and then pull it back out, and that plugs the hole. And you'll clip it with those cutters that was in your little tool set. So now you're wondering, you got a flat tire, you've plugged it, but how do you get air into it? That comes to the next thing. We've got this mini tire inflator. This plugs into a 12-volt outlet, little socket. You turn the switch on here. This connects to your valve stem on the tire. It'll inflate it. To get up to 40 pounds of pressure, it might take you about 3 to 5 minutes. Maybe you don't have charging on your motorcycle. My particular motorcycle doesn't have charging at this moment. Not to fear. Invariably, a car will drive by, flag one down, ask for some aid. Most people are still likely wanting to help you. Plug this into their 12-volt, air your tire up, limp it to a repair facility, get the tire repaired. Now, if you have an inner tube like mine, you might just air up the tire and see if it will hold it for 5-10 minutes for you to go down the road a little bit. Air it up again, get down the road a little bit further, air it up again. I realize it's a repetitive, tedious process, but you had a flat tire and not fun to deal with, but they are manageable if you have the proper tools with you. This is a cargo net. You never know when you're going to need it. Perhaps you want to strap on some of your out touring, you bought some souvenirs, you don't have a place to put them on your motorcycle because it was loaded down. Put them on top of your luggage. Use the cargo net to hold it in place. If it happens to be small items, of course you displace whatever was inside here, probably with clothes, and then put the clothes on the outside, and the cargo net will certainly hold on the clothes. You're going to want your protective gear with you. That would include things like gloves here, hydration vest. If you're riding in the summer heat, this thing really helps get it wet, keeps you cool. Chaps if you're riding in the cold weather. As you're out touring, you're going to want to take some mementos. Most people carry a cell phone. This is a selfie stick. Take pictures of yourself and others without... Everybody knows how a selfie stick works. Perhaps you were riding around, you got off your motorcycle, inadvertently, you left it on. Now the battery's dead. Crap, what do I do? Can you jump a motorcycle? Not sure. Yes, you can jump a motorcycle if you have jumper cables. Most people on motorcycles don't carry jumper cables. If you don't have a way to do it, and the other person has jumper cables, you can jump your motorcycle off a car. Do not have the car running. Just connect it straight to the battery, to your battery, and start the bike. Better solution is to carry one of these. It's a portable battery. It has a light. You might want to carry a separate flashlight, but this is a flashlight. You can turn it on and off. And it's got these. Plug this into this. Turn it on. Connect it to your battery. Wait a few minutes for the load to equalize across them. Start your bike. This thing is strong enough to start cars. I've helped cars get started on the side of the road. Just the other day I stopped at a Taco Bell. The person had a dead battery and helped them start. Very helpful. If you're riding around in the Texas like I do, summer heat, might want some sunscreen. Protect your arms. And we've got this thing over here. Went down to South Padre Island, camped on the beach, brought my tent with me on the motorcycle. Not everybody wants to bring a tent, but you know, I brought my tent, had it on the bike, parked on the sand. Put the kickstand down, put it in the sand. It leaned over a lot. You don't want that to happen. Have a kickstand plate. This helps distribute the weight over a larger area. Put your kickstand right here. And if you're parking on mud, loose earth, or sand, this helps a lot. All of this stuff can be packed up into one of these little bags. This bag is made for a touring style motorcycle that Harley-Davidson makes. This gas can actually works with this, and you can see as the two fit together, that is the Harley-Davidson touring motorcycle saddlebag. Now, I don't happen to have a touring motorcycle at this time. I have a Heritage Softail Classics, which got these soft saddlebags, but this fits inside of it, and all the stuff that you see on the table, or at least most of it, fits inside here, and this is my little emergency touring pack, if you will. These are some of the things that you're going to want to carry with you, or perhaps even think about when you tour. They're not 100% essential, but if you run into difficulty on the road, these things will help. I hope that you've learned something by this video. If you like it, if you think I've left something out, please comment in the section down below, and we can get that in the next video. Y'all have a great day. Again, I'm Jimmy with Texas Small Town Rides, and we'll see you on the road.